is going to be linked by the inventory. So this is stage T. This is the initial inventory of stage T. And this is the final inventory of stage T, which is going to be the initial inventory of stage T plus 1, and so on and so forth, right? So the link between the stages is the inventory. Now, in this stage, we have some initial inventory, we produce something, we can produce it like in regular time, in overtime, or maybe we can subcontract something. So in this way, we increase the level of whatever we have. The same with this. Do you see that this increases what we have, the initial inventory, and the production increases what we have? No. Do you see it? And this, the demand decreases, and this also decreases because it's the inventory we keep for the next stage. So the balance equation of this is this. So inputs, this, inputs, input, input, input. There is no subcontracting here. Those here. The initial inventory, the total production, this, overtime, subcontracting here, is equal, has to be equal to, it's a balance. We're writing the balance equation. Has to be equal to the outputs, and these are the outputs. dV plus. So this is the general equation for this type of problems. We have some cases here. What happens? Here I am assuming that the inventory is positive or non-negative. What happens when a variable, remember in certain modes, what happens when a variable is not constrained in sign? It can be negative or positive. Do you remember how to handle that? Like this. If you don't remember this, this is how it is done. You break the variable, this, which can be negative, into two variables, one like this, one negative, and that's it. These two variables, this variable and this variable are greater than or equal to 0, both of them. And then we can use Lindo to form the problem. Okay. Even with this is when the inventory, negative inventory is known as back order for us. Negative inventory, we owe something to the customer, is a back order of negative inventory. And we are going to talk about this back order. That is the reason I mentioned this, because this for us is going to be back order. The number of back orders at the end of period T. This is the final inventory in units at the end of period T. You wrote that, right? Okay. I am mentioning this because we are going to see exam problems where I ask you, now for the exam, I am not going to ask you to solve a problem optimally with Lindo. I may ask you to solve the problem optimally with Excel, not with Lindo. But I can ask you, because I know that you can do this, I can ask you to formulate the problem as a linear programming problem. And you may remember that the first step in formulation is define the variables.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you something like clearly define the decision variables. And you tell me, for instance, what is this? IT. How is the final inventory? That is not right. What is the right definition for that variable? What is IT?
Initial.
IT, what is it? I just mentioned this. So I am going to ask you to be very precise with this. Can you see it?
The inventory at the end of the period, or something?
More or less, yeah. It may be the final inventory in units at the end of period T, or week T, or month T, or whatever. gallons or in labor hours or in the units. Right? Count in. What is OT? It can be the number of overtime hours used in period T. Right? We are gonna see this, but remember this. You are gonna see in the exam, probably, very likely, something like clearly define, formulate the problem and clearly define the decision variable. When I say clearly define, I mean this. You have to be very precise. Okay, so I have the assignments.
No.
I have only. Okay. So how was it? How was the assignment?
It was good.
¿Cómo estuvo la tarea?
No difficult.
Estuvo la tarea.
Okay, do you have any questions about this? We are going to practice this, we are going to see this with examples. But this is like, you see, general, just this. Can somebody try to guess what is this 40? That's a very difficult question. Can you guess what that is?
Yes, actually, are the hours now in the week?
Yeah. So these are weeks, and these are the number of hours that one worker can work in 1 week. 40 hours.
Por 5:40.
Oh, we are gonna see the problem. We are going to see this problem. So I'm gonna come back to this equation, and you're gonna see what. Okay, so did we finish the problem we were solving?
No entendí gran cosa.
Now my question is, how far did we get? Did we find that solution, the chase problem?
Yes.
Did we find the level plan? Did we find this solution?
Yes.
And I think we found a better one, right? A better solution than that one?
Yes.
Guys, somebody has Excel file for this, because I remember that we got a better solution than that solution.
Sí, sí, lo tuvimos.
No, not true?
Yeah, we got that solution, but I didn't. Sí, no sé una cosa. ¿Qué te recuerdo? Ah, pues la tuya es mucho mejor, ¿eh? Lo que veo. O por lo menos no lo que escuché. La tuya no es mejor, al menos no la que he escuchado yo.
No. Is that what we had? So we didn't find a better solution? Okay, so
Ahí no
let me check
encontré.
this because. Yeah, same problem. Okay. So I know because we solved this problem in the other class, and I know that this solution is not optimal. So what we have here is not right. So I'm gonna take you step by step because I now know what is going on. What we are going to do is, I really don't like Excel to optimize this type of problems. Like you have to use Windows. So we are going to use Windows to solve it, and we are going to find a better solution than this one. And then we are gonna come back to here to Excel and see where we try to find the error, and then we modify it. Okay, so here is the problem. We have demands, we don't have inventory, we have initial condition, 11 workers. We have the rate of production, 520 hours in normal time, regular time. And we have the limit for the overtime. And subcontracting, the S over there is 0. And we have the costs. All of this goes in the objective function. And this information are gonna be the constraints. The main constraint is gonna be satisfy the demand. Because there can be no back orders, so we need to satisfy the demand. So I'm going to write the constraints over there in general, like this, with ease. And then I'm gonna come back to the computer and I'm going to write this in Lindo in detail. Okay? And we're gonna solve it. Okay, so there is information. I like to start, I don't know about you, but I like to start with the constraints, not the objective function. So E is gonna be to minimize. I said this, the costs. No, you can probably tell me what to do, because this is what we have here. We did this already. So we need this cost, plus this cost, and this cost, and this cost, and this is gonna be it. Okay, so the normal salary, overtime salary, the hiring cost, and the layout cost. So we have only 4 elements in this case, and so let's write that over there. It was going to be
Minimize the cost.
6,240. If you want to check, if you're in Excel, you can check the cell where we have this sum, or we have the normal salary. What do we have there in the normal salary? The cost.
Times the
for
number
cost.
of workers.
Times the number of workers. So this is gonna be like this. Right? Meaning 6,240 times W1 plus 6,000. But I'm gonna do this in Lindo. I want to do this quickly. Plus the next cost, overtime salary, 18 times OT. Plus hiring cost, 3,000.
Times
3,000. Times the number of hires. Plus 2,000. The number of layoffs. Done. The 4 elements we talked about are there.
Yes.
Subject to. The first constraint is got to be satisfy the demand. It doesn't have to be, but it usually is. It's the most important, yes. In this case, we have inventories, and we have an equality here. In our case, we don't have, in this case, we don't have inventories, but we have to satisfy the demand. Okay? So, we have to satisfy the demand. I'm gonna say this. With this, are we satisfying the demand?
Yes.
Yes.
In every period. Okay, how do we satisfy the demand? Look at the general picture over here. Do we have normal time? Yes, we do. So, and what is the normal production? Related to the number of workers. Normal, regular time. Regular time production
520 hours.
is gonna be 520 times WT.
And the,
Do we have any other type of production?
The extra, the
Plus?
overtime,
Plus overtime
times 2.
times?
hours in order to rate hours.
Because it says that overtime is looking at like 20%.
So what?
Times 104 overtime, times 104.
Why?
Because it's 20% of 520.
No,
That's
it's in,
constraint, isn't it?
Yes.
Don't you think? Yes, the overtime cannot exceed something, but that is a constraint.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? Anything else? Nothing else. We are done. I need to remind you that this is what we did in Excel. show you that, but we did it like this. Okay, what else? What other constraints do we have?
The overtime.
Yeah, the overtime. So, go. Overtime in period T cannot exceed, meaning this,
0.2.
0.2.
Regular
Times.
time.
So can you give me the number?
104.
104? Yeah, you mentioned that. 104 WT. So this is it, right? So this OT over here is gonna satisfy this, which is what we want. Again, this is for T equals 1, 2, 3, and 4. What else? Do we have, do you see any other constraints in here?
No, yes.
I guess you are not gonna see this constraint, but it's there.
When it says subcontracted is not permitted, there's a constraint.
Yes.
But,
But meaning ST equal to 0, so I don't.
yeah,
Right.
The workers?
What about the workers?
Like they have to be, well, I don't know, like what we did in Excel, we need a concern about
You're
the
right.
workers.
You're right. So you can see here that H and L are not here. So are they free variables? No, we know that H and L depend on the number of workers, like this. Again, I can write something like this here. This is the number of workers in period T. And this is gonna be equal to, can I write this? What is this? W T minus 1? No. This is stage T, stage T. Okay, I have some workers like this case. Suppose that I have, like in Excel, we have WT, and this is T is equal 1, 2. If I have, for instance, I have 10 here, and I have 14 here. We had like HT and LT, right? So this 13 is gonna be this 10 plus 3, right? 10 plus 3, 13. So this number is WT. Is gonna be the previous number plus HT minus the layoffs. And that is it. Or the same thing here. Do you see this?
Yes.
Is this clear? So WT plus minus 1 plus HT minus LT is gonna be equal to WT. In other words, the number of workers in period T is equal to the number of workers we had in the previous period plus the number of hires minus the number of layoffs. That's it. It's the same equation over there. And do we have anything else? Do you see something else missing? No? Okay. So the only other thing I can write here is the variables WT, HT, LT, OT, all of them are gonna be greater than 0, and WT is gonna be in here. Like we did in Excel, right? Remember? We added the constraint that the W's, the number of workers, had to be here. So we did this a long time ago. Do you want to verify this? But we did all of this in Excel. Okay, now, one more thing I need to mention is that in Lindo, which is the software I'm gonna use, is I need to take this, I need to bring this to the left, because Lindo requires to have only constants on the right-hand side, only constants. So the same for this.
Okay.
I'm going to write here the first equation of this series is gonna be W1, this, for t equal to 1. This is gonna be minus W0 minus H1 plus L1 equal to 0, is that right?
Yes.
But W0 is the number of workers at the beginning. Somewhere, here.
11
workers.
So 11 workers. So these 11 workers, I'm gonna take this and put it over here.
Okay.
And all the other constraints are gonna be just as you see here. Okay, so do you have Lindo? Okay, open Lindo. It's gonna be minimize. Can you help me?
Minus,
Oh, I need to do some, this is Lingo, but I want to use Lindo, so 5 new, and I say Lindo. Lindo, and okay. So you can read over there, Lindo model. So, okay, it's gonna be to minimize
Salud.
6,240 W1 plus 6,240. Are you following this? It's just what we wrote over there.
Salud.
Plus 6,240 W3 plus 6,240 W4.
okay. Ay, qué sonso. No, sí sé que
What is the problem for you? Did I make a mistake? No. No? Okay, what is next, guys?
1801.
Plus 1801, good. Plus, again, 1802 plus 1803 plus 1804. Yes? Oh, I made a mistake, you see it? This-
No.
You don't see it?
Yeah, you put that zero.
Yeah, 0 instead of no, so this is all plus
3,000.
3,000, H1 plus 3,000, H2 plus 3,000, H3 plus 3,000, H4 plus 2,000, L1. That is weird, you see that? Seems like an 11. What is L? It's really confusing. 2,000 L2 plus 2,000 L3 plus 2,000 L4, and we are done with the objective function. What is happening?
Could you make bigger the size of
The what?
the size of the letters?
I don't know how to do it. Sorry. I can try to do something
Based on
like that.
There
Sí.
you go.
ahora sí.
Okay. The constraints, the first constraint, and you tell me what it is. 520 W1 plus O1 greater than or equal to demand 1. What is the first demand? 6,000. This is saying that we need to satisfy or exceed the demand of period number 1. Next, same thing. W2 plus O2 greater than or equal to O2 greater than or equal to 12,000. Okay. 520 W3 plus O3 greater than or equal to 19,000. 520 W4 plus O4 questions so far? Okay. The next set of constraints are the overtime limits. O1 minus 104 W1 less than or equal to 0. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so O2 minus 104 W2 less than or equal to 0 again. O3 minus 104 W3 less than or equal to 0. O4 minus 104 W4 less than or equal to 0. Okay. Next. The first one, I wrote the first one over there. So the first constraint of the next set is gonna be W1 minus H1 plus L1 equal to 0 or 11. Okay, next one, W2 minus W1 minus H1. Is that right? Yeah. Plus, not right. H2 plus L2 equal to 0. So here, I'm just trying to write this equation. This one. W3 minus W2 minus H3 plus L3 equal to 0. And the last one, W4 minus W3 minus H4 plus L4 equal to 0. What else do we have? Nothing?
Yes, the last.
Okay, so, and I'm gonna specify that the W's are going need to be integer. So GIN, W1, GIN, W2, GIN, W3, and the same for W4, and we are done. The non-negativity constraint is like by default, we don't need to write it in English. In Excel, we need to specify that, but not here. So if we need a variable to be integer, we need to say so. If we need a variable to be binary, we need to say so. But if we need a variable to be just greater than or equal to 0, we don't need to say that. Do you know why this is like this? Because Lindo uses the simplex, and do you remember that simplex always has all variables greater than or equal to 0? Always. Okay, and the solution is better than the one we had before.
Can you, thank you.
Okay? Yeah, the solution in Excel. No. Is the solution we got, the optimal solution in Excel was 600,668. And this is 8,000 units dollars better. So which one is the optimal solution? This one. This is the optimal solution. So, did you get the solution?
No.
I mean, remember guys, the solution is not this. The solution is this. What we are going to do, we are going to have these workers, we are going to hire those workers, and we are going to have this overtime and this, the variables. The values of the variables is the solution. The objective function is a consequence of this. What we really want to know is this.
Lindo.
Okay, so, who got it?
No, no, busca
Who
lindo.
got this solution?
Les pone
So-
descargar lindo. ¿No? Ah, no.
Okay, who didn't? Got it.
¿Lindo o lingo?
So what happened?
Lindo.
Do you want to project that to see if we can find the error? We will find the error in 1 minute or 2. Who wants to project here? Just you, Oscar.
Creo que en todos lados.
What? Again? Got it, Oscar?
Un minuto.
The capacity.
Yeah.
So if I solve this, Excel is going to, solver is going to find out that one constraint, with this solution, one constraint, at least that constraint is not being satisfied, so it's gonna change the variables to the variables we have. To rewrite this. The total production here is a function of this production. Well, you see, this production is not moving at all. It's just a fixed value, it's not moving. Depends on nothing.
Virus.
So I need to make this production dependent on something. What? How do we determine the normal production?
50 hours. 50 hours,
What hours?
normal hours.
You mean the 520? You're right. So this is 500, should be 520 times
Ahora sí busca el
the number of workers. That's what we wrote in Lindo, right? So I do
Y
this
dale.
and I copy
No con el
this.
otro. Tienes que extraer aquí. Extraer aquí, no, extraer aquí.
And I'm gonna rerun this. I'm gonna change this to something.
Y ahora dónde te lo puso.
For something else. And I'm gonna rerun the solver. So data,
Aquí está, aquí está.
solver,
Ahí dice. El de abajo, el de abajo, el de
and
abajo.
solve.
No, ese.
Got it. So that was the mistake, my mistake.
Sí.
So, done. Thank you, that was the error. Problem. Is from an exam, and it was worth in this exam 50%. So let me see, this exam is. Okay, question number 1. When do we prefer to have a level plan under what condition, those 4 conditions?
Dile demo version.
Letter B.
No me va a cobrar después de 3
No, no, creo que no. Creo que no.
Díaz, Daniel,
Todavía no pasó 3 meses. Pero
Both.
según yo, lo único que hace es limitar el
Yeah, the
número
answer
de
is yes,
variables
no.
que puedes meter a 30, creo, a 32.
good.
Según lo que decía.
Question number 2, we cannot answer that.
¿Qué puede pasar? Que en 3 meses te deje de funcionar.
We haven't seen the MRP.
No, we have not, so we cannot answer that.
Low workforce balance.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen this, so you can answer this.
The second
We have
question.
not seen MRP, but we have seen this.
Me pasa.
Aggregate planning B.
MRP goes after MTS. So you need to study a little, but we have seen this. You can check your notes and you're gonna see this.
After MPS.
Yes,
No. Es
you can check your notes and you're gonna see this. Okay, I am not gonna answer this. But you can answer this.
Yes.
Okay, you can? Okay, what is the value of capital A?
20.
It is 20, good. Easy. Yeah, it's not difficult. Okay, yes, you can do this. How long is this gonna take to solve? 5 minutes.
You can tell me. Yo digo que no, porque no está la adentro. ¿Dónde dice?
Other questions?
Why is it 20?
Eso
Why
es
is it
malo.
20?
Oh, just using formulas.
Creo que lo puedes volver a descargar. Y ya. ¿Por qué no te pide cuánto? Puedo reinstalar.
Very quick. This is, can you see the formulas? This is the double exponential smoothing. Can you see the formulas? This is AT plus TT. This, right? This, you should know, is equal to FT plus 1. Can you check the formulas? So FT plus 1 is this. This is 115. This is 95. And this is X.
Okay.
Let me answer another easy one. The last one. This one.
The sun.
Is gonna be, this forecast is like this, right? This 166.25 is equal to 150.35 plus 15.9. Can you check this? Can you verify that? I'm using the same formula, right? Is it right? So, check. Now, how can I compute this? It's equal to 150.35 plus you have the formula, because I gave you the formula.
150 más.
Okay? This is a slope. So how many periods into the future are we going to forecast?
One,
This one. Two.
two.
Here, I told you to write this down, that here you should know that there is a one, because we are forecasting one period ahead. In this case, it's gonna be like this. Do you remember that? So, that's it. And how do you answer this and this? With the formulas. Try to find x, given that we know some other values. So, because I didn't want to solve that problem, I wanted to solve in x. But do you have any questions about this? Because this is forecasting and we saw this. You can find the missing values. Can you evaluate the performance of the model? Is it appropriate to forecast the time series with alpha 0.3 and beta 0.2? Yeah, with this value. So everything is like answering here. So this is kind of easy, but it's not clear. How are you going to evaluate the performance of this model? Yes. Yes. And then you conclude. And how do you modify the model to improve the performance? This is a bonus. You can do it or you cannot do it. What do you have to do here?
Optimize.
Optimize. And that is not too complicated, so it's a bonus. If you want to do it, do it. If you not, you have time, do it. If not, don't do it. But the other two parts, I hope you agree with me that the other two parts are not difficult. I hope. Okay, now, this is the problem I want to solve. You can read it. Now, this problem has inventories and inventory costs. And I'm gonna express. So it's a little bit different from the previous one.
Okay,
Let me say that the problem is, what would I say, tricky, a little bit tricky.
Below. There's a battery guarantee information of period plan. Change is new.
Okay,
And then
you done?
the workers can work as the test.
Problem is a little bit difficult, so the value is 50 points.
Colors.
So if we are lucky, we are going to finish the part A and part B. Okay, let me tell you what the problem is. Here we have the demands for product A and product B. But over here we have that the capacity of one worker is 40 hours. It's not telling me how many A's can produce one worker or B's. It's just telling me works 40 hours per week. And also, the inventory cost here is $4 per hour, not per unit, per hour per week. So we have a problem here. On one hand, we have units, and on the other, we have hours. So what do we do?
Change the hours to
What do we do?
It
Change
says
the hours
that
to
in
weeks.
1.3
Wait a minute, Oscar, again.
Change the hour to weeks.
Change the hours to weeks? No. What do we do?
It says that product A and B require 3 and 5
Yeah.
hours to be manufactured. So-
Change the units to hours. That means aggregate. So we cannot add, remember the idea of aggregation, we cannot add 120 plus 130. We cannot. But if we use this rate, 3 times 100 plus 5 times 300, can we add those? Yes, because those are labor hours, so the aggregate units are gonna be hours, labor hours. So let's do that. Do you have all the information? Again, it's very similar to the other, including the costs are, the problem we solved, 25 workers, the initial conditions, and we have initial inventory. Do we have initial inventory?
No,
Yes,
no.
the initial inventory is
What is it?
500 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Initial
Yeah, we have,
something.
this is an initial condition, and so is this. So we need the 0 row, remember? Okay, so I'm gonna copy this table into Excel, and we are gonna solve it. So let's do this. Copy this. Here. Okay, so I'm gonna say here that, I'm gonna insert the row I said, so week 0 for the initial conditions. So the demand in hours is gonna be, it was 3 times,
First one.
this one, I need to change this. So I'm gonna change this 100 units to 100 only, and this 300. Okay, again, it was 3 times the units, the A products, plus 5 times B. Now I copy this, and we have the demand, the weekly demand in hours. So I'm gonna say, just similar to the other problem, WT, the number of workers. What else did we have?
25.
B,
25.
the columns.
Change.
We have the normal production. are we gonna have overtime in this program? Do you remember? Did you see overtime?
Yeah, there's.
Did you see overtime?
Yes, it says that you can work up to.
Yes.
Okay, so we are gonna have overtime. I'm gonna say the total production, which is gonna be the sum of the previous two. We are gonna have inventory. So, what is the definition of IT? What is the meaning of IT? What is IT? I cannot hear you, wait.
Inventory.
At the end of the period T.
At the end of period T?
Yeah, is inventory in hours, is gonna be the final inventory in hours in period T. Is that clear? Okay? And it is the final inventory. Now here, we know that this is, what, 500? And we know that this is 25, right? Initial conditions. So what else we need? Is there anything else that we need to add here? Oh, the cost? No, I don't need to add it here right now. Okay, now, let's see the first question. The first question says, find the least cost level plan. We need to find the level workforce, meaning that W1 has to be equal to W2, equal to W3. Is that understood? Level workforce, meaning the same level, the same number of workers. And remember, we can only hire and lay off workers at the beginning of period number 1. Okay? So, just we don't forget this. I'm gonna say that this is 15, and I'm gonna say that this is gonna be always equal to this, and I'm gonna copy this. So what happened to this? What is this? Okay. Go back to the problem. The least cost level workforce that uses the minimum number of workers, the minimum number of workers. And it has to be level. So is 15 the minimum number of workers to satisfy this demand? And there are no back orders, right? No back orders. So this inventory cannot be negative. Okay? So how many workers do we need in period number 1?
No tengo los.
Workers? Consider that we have yes, workers. That we have 500 hours inventory, and this is the demand. So how many workers do we need? Let me say W1. How many workers? I guess it's gonna be the demand minus 500. Do you see why?
Yes.
And I divide this by, I want the minimum number of workers.
40? 40.
Not 40. I want the minimum number of workers. It is 48. Why? Because I am going to schedule overtime for these workers because we want the minimum. I'm not saying that it's the least expensive, but the minimum number of workers is when we have overtime. Okay, if I don't use overtime, this is like this. Now, and these are 4 periods. So 40 times 4, like that. So we need 8 workers. Right? But if I use overtime, this is gonna be 48. Do you see why 48?
Yes.
So I only need 7 workers. So, yes. So,
Why times 4?
we, because we have 4 weeks. No, wrong. I'm wrong, sorry, this is not 4, it was 48. Yeah, we need 28
Yes.
workers. And if we don't use overtime,
It's 40.
we will need 33. So, the idea is to use overtime. Okay. So here, how many workers do we need? Oh, I need to compute this. The normal production is gonna be 40 times the number of workers. Overtime, I'm gonna leave that open, and the total production is gonna be the regular time production plus the overtime production, that one. And how do we compute the final inventory of period T? Look at this formula.
The total production minus.
Do you
the
see that
inventory.
formula? So I'm gonna see that I'm gonna use that formula. Previous inventory here, plus
Ma-
total production.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, is this plus total production minus the demand, this? Got it. Minus 600, 700.
But you said that,
Say again?
but you said that we have no backers, so we cannot.
Yeah, so this solution is not feasible. This solution is not feasible because we have back orders.
Teacher, can you just click on F3?
F3.
Can you click on H3?
H3. You see the formula, but do you know what it means? The formula, total production, is normal production plus overtime production. Is that formula over there? You see, this formula is very general, so that, or that is this. The total production, right? But we have not, this is equal to 0. We only have normal time production and overtime production. So that's the. Did you get those numbers?
Yes.
So this solution is not feasible, so we need to increase the number of workers. Okay?
Actually, with the value that we get, no?
What value?
I mean,
Said, I'm gonna compute the sum of this. And now, W, the number of workers, the average number of workers we need is equal to, let me write this equation. The average number of workers is gonna be equal to, final inventory plus the sum of the elements minus initial inventory over n times over n times the capacity. Okay, what is the final inventory we want here? There is no final inventory specified in the problem, so I'm gonna ignore that. So the sum of the demands is this, minus initial inventory is here, divide this by n, the number of periods, 4, and the capacity of one worker,
40.
we say 48.
Yes. With overtime.
Yeah, with overtime. Why am I including overtime? Because we want the minimum number of workers, right? It's just because of that. I'm not saying that this is gonna be the best solution, it's just because the problem says so. So, says here that we need 25 workers.
Can you do it again, please?
But again, remember, that number is only valid when back orders are allowed. In this case, we may have problems. Mario, we need to schedule overtime here. So how much overtime can we schedule here? Oh, I need to change this to 25. Still problems. But we have the overtime. How much overtime can we schedule there?
20% of the regular.
Yeah, the maximum is 20%, that means 200, right? Still, we have problems.
Porque lo máximo que puede ser el 20%.
Rogelio, do you see why? The maximum, in the problem, you can read that, is overtime. Workers can work up to 20% of regular time. Okay, so what do we, the solution we have is not feasible. Do you see why? With 25 workers, it's not possible to have positive inventories. So what do we need to do?
We have to increase the work.
We have to increase the number of workers. Is 26 enough? Can you do the computations? 26, is it enough? No. Let me see, what is
need
the
to
maximum,
change.
the maximum overtime we can schedule now?
120.
120?
I don't know.
Can you do the math? 0.2 times 1,040. 208? So 208. Not enough. 27? Okay. 27. Almost there. Maybe. What is the maximum? Maximum overtime. We can 260. 16? Not there. So, we need 28. How much overtime are we going to schedule here? 200 then?
224.
I don't think so. I think we are
But
going
we
to
don't need that rate.
180. 180? Yeah, 180. Do you see what? The maximum is, yeah, you're right, but we don't need it. We only need to have positive inventory. So 180. Okay, how much overtime? So the maximum overtime we can schedule in any week with 28 workers is how much?
224.
224. So how many hours are we going to schedule here?
Gracias.
25. 0.
0.
Yes.
0. You see it?
No, why? Sí. 0. 0.
0 again?
And 25.
And 25. Done. Complicated, but not too complicated, I hope. Is it complicated?
¿Cuál es la fórmula de norma? Nada más que me está fallando aquí porque no me da. Ese sí está bien.
Trial and error until we get positive.
¿Y sale?
Guys, is this the minimum number of workers
Bueno,
we
pues
can have?
esa fórmula sé que está bien, pero aquí me está fallando otra cosa.
Is this the number of workers we can have? Or can we have 27 workers?
40 por esto.
Because 27 is less than 28. Can we get a solution with 27, level plan with 27 workers?
Yes, but
The answer is no. We know that.
Yes, because we don't.
Because if I hit here 27,
Va a tener un inventario negativo.
27,
40, 180.
so 28 is the minimum number of workers, which is what the problem asks to do. So it's gonna be 28.
Me cago en los dioses.
What now? So the least cost level workforce plan with minimum number of workers, so we got it. But we need to compute the corresponding cost. So let us compute the cost. I'm gonna do it just total cost. Okay, so I'm gonna add the number of workers here. I'm being lazy. I am not being careful with this. Because we are kind of in a hurry. Okay, the total cost. Normal salary. How much is it? What is the salary per week? Okay, 2,000 times the number of workers, which is here. Plus overtime salary. Do we have the overtime salary? This twice the salary. About how much is it?